Conservative MPs have announced they are to stand down at the next election, the latest casualties of the parliamentary expenses scandal. Sir Peter Viggers has been named in the Daily Telegraph coming out in the morning. I suppose it's technically today as it's gone midnight, but tomorrow's Telegraph. And that is for claiming £20,000 in gardening expenses, including almost £2,000 for what's called a duck island, for an island and his duck pond at his house in Hampshire. Now, another senior Conservative, Anthony Steen, is quitting after claiming more than £80,000 over 4 years for work on his mansion in Devon. Meanwhile, other MPs seem determined to hold on. The Minister, Hazel Blears, said she would stay in the job despite her actions being described as totally unacceptable by the Prime Minister. Here's our political editor, Nick Robinson.
Please, Gordon Brown said your claims are unacceptable. Can you stay in your job?
What I'm doing is I'm getting on with my job.
Who will be next to pay with their job in the great expenses scandal? The day after the Speaker fell, it's a member of the Cabinet facing questions, thanks to her boss giving Hazel Blears rather less than enthusiastic support.
Hazel, didn't break any rule of the law, but what she did was unacceptable.
Does she stay or go, Hazel Blears?
At the moment, Hazel Blears has made her apologies. She's returned her money. She is the Minister for Communities.
And that's exactly
Note those words at the moment.
You're going to be staying in the Cabinet?
Well, you heard the Prime Minister's spokesperson this morning actually say the Prime Minister had full confidence in me. He thought I was doing a great job as Secretary of State, and I'll be carrying on doing exactly that, doing my job.
Cheat, shouted a heckler who thought he was agreeing with Gordon Brown.
I heard the Prime Minister this morning. He said it was unacceptable, and she just clearly doesn't listen.
Today, another Labour MP was warned she could face expulsion from the party.
Congratulate Luton Town Football Club.
Margaret Moran, like her beloved football team, could face relegation after revelations that she spent more than £22,000 on fixing dry rot in her third home. If she's not deselected by her party, Luton is on standby for the arrival of Esther.
I loved it. I loved meeting the people. I loved their welcome. I loved the way they inspired me and encouraged me. And it's going to be very difficult for me to turn my back.
And tonight, the Tory MP, who claimed for a forester to manage 500 trees on his estate, announced he wouldn't be running at the next election, and reflected on what he sees as the unfairness of it all.
I've been too transparent, I've been too honest, and I've been victimised for it. I should have claimed the interest on the mortgage, and we'll all be enjoying a good cup of tea now.
Today, the Prime Minister dismissed the idea that every MP should face the voters in a general election, saying that would cause chaos.
This morning, the Prime Minister said that a general election would cause chaos. What on earth did he mean?
What would cause chaos is if a Conservative government were elected and caused public spending.
So there we have it. The first admission that he thinks he's going to lose.
But of course we should have an election. Of course we should have an election. But people don't want an election where all you will get is a few new faces with the same old rotten rules.